So on error memory, so I can read them, yeah? Okay, let's have a look. Right, so we've got P000. I mean, I've run it for maybe 50-60 hours without anything coming up on the control panel. And then literally a few days ago it came up with that error message. And then last night it came up again. Okay, so we're having a bit of trouble, or a little bit of a hiccup with our heater. An H1 service message appeared a couple of nights ago and then again last night. And then basically just cuts off the heater. Luckily, if we waited 5 minutes, we could just turn it back on again, and it seemed to just turn back on. So we rang the company we bought it from, gave him the error codes. There's a secret menu in our thing that can tell us what the error codes actually are without even plugging in a special device. Long story short, he said some of these error codes could have been there since you turned it on, which from the sound of them, one of them was saying that there wasn't enough coolant in the system for it to pump. The second error code was there's not enough fuel. And the third one was some sort of electrical problem. Now all of those could have been, well, when we initially turned it on, we had air bubbles in the system. When we changed the fuel tank over, we had no fuel in the system. And when I accidentally cut a wire and blew a fuse, that's an electrical problem. He said it might turn on fine now for half an hour, but there still might be an error code in the system once it's shut down completely. It's working now.
Okay, let's go back to the business meeting at hand.
Oh yeah, the business meeting.
Okay, so we have had a very transitioning week. We have spent basically a week in private trying to figure out everything, finding our feet, and now we have to get back to work, so we have to be circling cities and we need a lot of supplies, and we figured out about 10 billion things that we need to buy or upgrade or change.
We're still in the UK, by the way.
Yeah.
We're planning not to leave for another couple of weeks, and basically we're doing the goodbye tour. So we're going to visit family and friends. We're basically showing the van to them and saying, look, it's done! Because everyone has been asking, is the van done yet? Is the van done yet? Is the van done yet?
Anyway, this week we're going to be figuring out City Van Life, and you're going to come along with us. And we're going to figure out what are the best ways to, you know, do stuff. Yeah, but first we need to finish our business meeting. So we have our calendar wide open right here and trying to make sense of life. Thing is, we don't have a bunch of a plan at the moment, as expected, because, you know, van life, you generally don't have that strict of a plan.
We're living one day at a time.
Yeah, so, but we really need to figure out, sort of like with deliveries and things, where we're going to be. Yeah. So that's what we need to figure out. Plus, I need to go pick up my new glasses on the 21st. Yeah, so whenever we have crap ton of shopping to do, and a lot of different stores to visit, because obviously we can't have everything delivered, so we try and pick things from stores. Yeah, we basically try and find the biggest sort of cluster of stores.
How comfy is that?
Comfy enough.
How about in comparison to our floor mattress in the van?
Well, it's colder than our floor mattress, but it's, I don't know. I'm kind of tired, so it's all right.
This is essentially our bills, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cooking bills.
Okay, so remember our swivel seat, this thing, well, we have to swivel it a little bit to get to our heating tank. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about this. Probably gonna have to replace or completely just remove the swivel seat here. It's a lot of exercise, especially when, you know, you just want to quickly fill things up. Every time we try and open this, this is really sealed. So somebody asked us whether this tank had a valve, and I said no. Actually, this little hole here, I think, is actually a valve, a way for the tank to get its air out. And if I can open the stupid cap, I can show you the valve. I loosened it for you.
Thank you.
I want to show them the valve.
Alright.
Yeah, that's a valve. Anyway, this is how we fill our heating.
Free diesel.
No, it's not.
So we've got to be careful about the bubbles. Are there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's a bit full.
Okay. A smidge less, guys. How much?
4.66 litres.
By the way, how many hours did we use the heater before?
That was 18 and a half hours.
18 and a half hours, and we were just below the circles.
Impressive.
So that was like a third or a quarter.
Nice.
Still, so that's more efficient than we thought this time.
Yeah, that's more efficient. I thought we were going to get quite over 5 litres. Alright, let's bolt the seat back up.
Oi.
So I'm assuming you explained how much we absolutely love doing this every single few days, huh?
Yeah, about every 3 days. Yeah, you can see we are very excited.
Thrilled. We were like, before we got on the road, we were like, we knew this problem would happen, but we were like, well, let's see how much it bothers us. And let's see, you know, let's do a couple of months with this and let's see what's what. 1 week in, not thrilled. See, if the swivel seat plate had access to the inside, all we'd have to do is lift up the seat. But since we have to unbolt the whole thing, move the sofa, it's not ideal. And we were like, well, let's see how often we're going to use this swivel seat in order to see whether it's worth taking out. I can tell you, we've not used it once so far. It's only 6 o'clock. Oh no, it's 6:45. I'm just really tired. Yellow. We got yellow.
Well done.
Oh, top tip, by the way. Before you come to your parking spot for the night, if you're driving for 20 minutes or so, turn the heater on in the van and open up any bulkhead connection that you have. It means you don't need to put your heating on when you come to your parking spot, because the back of the van is now 23.5 degrees, so we don't have to have the heating on for the next couple of hours.
We'll show you our parking spot in the morning because it's too dark now. Tonight we're just gonna rest and carry on tomorrow, figure out what we're doing. Now we just need to unpack all of these stuff we've bought. Where are the bananas? Right. Ooh.
I think the bananas are... there they are.
Right.
Oh, nice. Have some bananas.
Thank you. Morning. Excuse the cars. Alright, so last night we arrived here in this spot. Yeah, now we're still in the city. We are around Durham today, and we're still relatively central. Well, not central, but maybe 50 minutes from the center, so it's quite central for park ups. So we've already done a little bit of work today. I'm locked out. Yeah, so we've already done a little bit of work today. Oh, he's letting me in!
Yep.
Help! Help! Oof, there's obstacles.
There are indeed.
Yeah, so as I was saying, we've already done a little bit of work today. Sam has showered.
And this is the result.
Okay, so we've been having trouble with storing our vinegar because we do like vinegar on our salad, but all vinegar comes pretty much in these glass bottles, and well, it's a van, it's moving, glass is not a good idea. So I was like, okay, well, let's buy a plastic bottle. Plastic bottles for like food, like when you type in plastic bottle for vinegar or for oil and stuff, so the things you get at restaurants and things, are actually either quite expensive or they're really crappy, so they'll actually leak. So we went to a supermarket and then bought some, what is it? Essence flavored still spring water drink. Sam drank it, and now we have a plastic bottle that only cost us how much?
29 pence.
29 pence. So for this job, you need your vinegar, a plastic bottle with a decent lid, right? That's.
We're not part of that.
This is ruining my dramatic shot. Right.
I really hope border officials don't think this is blood.
It doesn't look anything like blood. It looks like wine.
Or wine, for that matter.
Oh, they can sniff it.
And then it won't be either.
Huh? The vinegar is still in my nose. I like to eat it. I don't like to sniff it.
So, remember the heating problem that we had? That was yesterday. We ran the heater for 6.5 hours last night.
By the way, that's our tally.
That's our tally. That's how we keep track of how much we're using it. And no problems. The heater turned on at every single time interval.
Have you checked the air coils this
I
morning?
have not. Let's give it a quick check. Into the secret menu. He literally called it the secret menu.
Maybe it's just people
No
don't
errors.
know about it.
No
okay,
errors.
good.
So there's still no errors. I'm still not sure entirely what it was. Again, we'll keep an eye on it, but the heater runs fine. It might just be a hiccup.
Maybe. You know, last night I was boiling. I had to take off the duvet and the blanket because it was like 26 degrees. Last night we had it on a cycle where the heater was on for an hour and a half, then an hour off. So this tells me that at the temperature last night and the lack of wind that we experienced here as well, that keeping the heater off for about an hour and a half probably would have been better, because then the temperature in the van would have equalized a little bit more evenly and people would not have sweated so much.
But, you know,
just daily life updates. I know you're very interested in terms of how much we sweat due to our heating.
but that's why we're keeping track. How long on and off at which temperatures overnight to know roughly, what is good and what is not. Sure. Keeps me in shape. If I can no longer fit through that gap, I need to go on a diet.
bath is over there, so I'm just I don't fancy getting my stuff wet.
No, that's too deep to walk through without getting shoes wet.
Okay.
Off you go.
My joints. I'm 100 years old.
Might I point out that this was your idea?
You ain't not.
At least we've got a judgment of how deep it is. It is getting deeper. You're going to want me to come now, huh? Yeah. Okay. Oh. I don't know whether this was a good idea now. I have nothing to dry my feet off, and we've got a couple of kilometers back to the van.
We're putting our shoes back on. Let's just clean our feet. I don't have the towel.
Don't worry, with underfloor heating, our feet will be warm soon.
Already toasty warm. You didn't lose any toes. Cheers. Morning again. Okay. It's tad windy, guys. The storm is coming. The van's been shaking
all night. It's like, what did you say the other day? You said there was like an apt description. A train.
Train, yeah.
You know when you get a train on a bridge coming over the top of you, like.
Yep.
That's what it sounds like through the max all night. Anyway, yeah.
And then.
A couple of storms are coming. It's actually Wednesday today. They're meant to come Thursday, Friday. So I think we're going to... Yeah,
we're going to head farther south today. So anyway, today's car park is actually a business park. This is actually a popular area for trucks to park. So yeah, there's quite a few bays like this.
Yeah. And there's business parks usually in most cities. So it's usually a good idea to check those areas out and see. Especially if there's lorries there, it's obviously being used as an overnight car park. And there's no signs or anything else. But again, there's no bins. So it's basically come, you sleep, and then you leave in the morning. So we've got some recycling and stuff to put away.
Yeah, there's some recycling bins in the other truck station.
Yes, let's head there.
Yeah, but sometimes truck stops again have a lot more facilities, at the very least bins, which is really handy.
Yeah.
So this one doesn't, but there's one 3 minutes away that does.
Yeah, plenty of recycling and other bins in there. Whew. Okay. That's enough heat loss for one day. The wind just strips any heat that you have. Okay, south. Park here. Just pop it here, yeah? Cool.
Alright. Okay, so that was a long drive. It's dark outside, but basically we're going to be cooking dinner and trying out our new barbecue. It's a hot, sort of an oven and a barbecue in one. Obviously when we're not moving much, we can't recharge it easily with solar in the winter because there's no sun. So we were like, okay, we should really invest in some decent gas cooking, at least for the times when we don't have access, because we still want to eat decent. Oh, like that?
Yep.
Okay, we need the fan on. Because obviously we're cooking inside. And generally with all these camping stuff, they tell you don't cook inside. Because obviously they do produce carbon monoxide. So we have our carbon monoxide detector and our fan. Excuse the noise, but I don't want to suffocate.
That sounds like it's on.
So I suppose I've just put this on?
Yep. It's like it should be like an oven.
Don't explode!
Does that seem about done to you? What do you think?
Let's give it a go. This smells a bit burnt. Oh!
Okay, well, don't drop it on the floor as well. Okay.
This is gonna be one
crunchy pizza.
Alright, let's get to it. We've parked in a place where we do kind of our evening activities. So when we have to be in a city and do basically park-ups in a city for whatever reason, we don't park in the same place when we sort of our cooking and our night activities are done in one spot, and then our sleeping spot is a completely different place.
Yeah, because when we have to like park up in a city, the place that you sleep, you essentially want to drive, go to sleep. Then when you wake up in the morning, you drive away straight away.
You leave no trace outside, and you just sort of you park, and then you move on. The aim is to basically not disturb anyone. If you don't know that people are in the houses or you haven't seen anybody out, then you are more relaxed and nobody's gonna bother you. And if they haven't seen you, obviously, then they will not be bothering you either. So it's kind of a win-win situation where they can sleep in peace and you can sleep in peace. And obviously, nobody's disturbing anything at that point because you're just sleeping, you're just resting.
You could technically
get away with
sleep
it
here, but I wouldn't. Just kind of like out of respect to the neighbourhood. You know, it's a sports ground, it's a public park.
Yeah.
You shouldn't really just come here and sleep. It's not really designed.
It's like there's not enough space essentially here to do that calmly.
Yeah.
So how's that? Yeah.
Crunchy. When it comes to van life cooking, I think we can do 10 times better.
Oh. I'm not a fan of burnt stuff. The pizza on top tastes lovely. It's actually it's cooked. The thing worked.
Just we blasted the bottom a bit too much with our now very powerful brand new stove. Another thing for when you're actually finding your sleeping spot, so right now after we eat and we're basically ready for bed, we'll go and find a sleeping spot in the city. And what we kind of generally look out for is high hedges, high walls, so that essentially even if you're parking on a residential street, no one can actually kind of like see you. You don't want to just go and park in front of someone's house. Yeah, that's not kind.
Yeah, so we're gonna show you some exampple as well. But we are telling you about this now because, as I said, when we park in our sleeping spot, we can't talk to you.
Yeah, we're not just going to hop out and go, okay, so it's 11:30 p.m. and here we are. Go find somewhere.
Oh, good thing to point out is that if you happen to be around an area quite a lot, then usually you tend to find like 3 to 5 spots that you sort of alternate, and then you don't have to search for them for so long at night. But we don't know this area, so just have to drive.
It's a new experience.
Pretty narrow here.
Pretty narrow. And there's no hedges or bushes or anything.
Yeah, it's too close. This is no good.
Yeah. It's a lot wider.
Yeah, this car's all over the place.
This housing estate seems actually pretty similar, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like the houses are kind of just all over the like right on top of you, and it's
yeah, but the houses have no privacy. See now on the right, that side, that's a park.
Yeah, so park.
But I mean, still on the left, you've got looming houses with no edge.
Yeah, there's houses right there. Yeah, it's not particularly wide, but you could manage it. But not my favorite option.
No. What about further up here to see the houses get away from the road?
Yeah, there's sort of a corner.
Oh, we're by the main road.
Oh, okay.
So, not really.
No. Turn.
Let's have a look. We've got hedges all along one side.
Slow down.
Right, because we've got hedges along the left, and then along the right there are houses.
Yeah, so there are houses on the dark side of things, but there are giant hedges and trees on here.
There, like, see, there's that side. There's a giant tree.
Well, we cannot see a thing, but we can overlay some daylight shots here. Yeah, I would say this is pretty good because you can't see the house at all on that side, so that means they can't see us. And there's no house on the other side at all.
No, so if I lights off, engine off. Yeah. I think that's all right. No activity.